Chris Gore from Film Threat, Roger Ross Williams.
Sure.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Hi, Chris Gore. I know you. You're like famous.
Well, yeah, I'm embarrassed to hear that, but thank you for taking. First of all, I am a huge fan of Cassandro. I have been going to Lucha Vavoom for probably a decade.
No way.
Yes, I assume you've been.
Actually, I have not been to Lucha Vavoom. When I met Cassandro and I was making the documentary, we were, I was just filming with Cassandro in El Paso and Juarez at we went to my first Lucha Libre ever was in Juarez, which was mind-blowing.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't remember the first time I went to Lucha Vavoom, but it's comedy, burlesque, and then of course wrestling, and that's where I saw Cassandro there. He to me he was brought out as kind of a legend, the legend of Cassandro. It's just and the whole thing is she's so good looking. This is this might be a case where the movie based on him, he's better looking. The actual person is better looking than the actor they cast. No disrespect to Gael, but Cassandro is
Wow,
a
Gael
beauty.
is known for his looks, so I'm surprised you say that.
Well,
Um,
I met Cassandro because he'll do pictures after Lucha Vavoom events. So, how did you meet Cassandro and come to this idea to do a biopic?
Um, um, I met Cassandro because I made a documentary about Cassandro, a short documentary for the New Yorker series on Amazon. And I met Cassandro, and I just was like you, totally blown away uh, by his beauty. By his, but not only his outer beauty, but by his inner beauty. Incredibly, just he radiated this not only self-confidence but just this positivity that just like I just seduced me. I was just like, this is my first scripted film.
Well, congratulations. It's quite an event to see Cassandro in real life. And one of the times I saw him, he got injured like badly where the whole audience, I mean, it was serious. He was down for the count. Just a bad fall, whatever, it happens in wrestling. Anyone to me that criticizes wrestling, they don't know that it's actual physical. I mean, you can really get hurt. I mean, actors in movies don't have superpowers, right? But you need to have the physical ability to do this. Did you work with Guy? Did Gael work with Cassandro? You work with Gael to get the performance and get the wrestling down, because it's one thing to act, it's one thing to act and wrestle.
Gael trained with the best luchadors in the world for many, many, many months, and he learned to wrestle. He did, not all, but he did most of his stunts himself, those flips and stuff. He's doing that himself. He's physically like just beat himself up in the ring because it's physically so demanding. Just getting in there myself and playing around, I was like, wow, this is hard. So to do that and to act on top of it, to show the emotional, arc in a match is a feat, and a feat that only like a really amazing actor like Gael could pull off, which is why I wanted him for the role. So yes, absolutely, and the real Cassandro has, torn his body to shreds. And, just so the real Cassandro had a stroke 2 weeks before we began shooting, and is unable to well, now he can walk with a cane, but at the time he was paralyzed on half his body and he couldn't speak. And he can now has some words, and he can walk with a cane. But we had a big premiere in New York last night, and he was there, and it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I just anyone who's never seen this type of wrestling, it's different than, I guess, what you would call traditional wrestling as we see it through organizations like the WCW. There's such a performance with luchadors. Is that what attracted you to the subject matter in addition to Cassandro himself?
Absolutely. I mean, the performance is so over the top and so dramatic and just so it's spectacle. It's a visual spectacle. So of course you want to make like I was like, wow, well, okay, the visuals are going to be incredible with this movie. But it was really about those quiet emotional moments, the relationship between Cassandro and his mother, that really was that balanced those out. Right. So you have the big spectacle of the matches, but you have this, but at its core, it's really this story of a mother and son. It's really a story of a son yearning for his father's love that he can't get. It's really that emotional story that is what really, hits people.
And just a last question, because unfortunately we have to wrap up. But what do you think is the secret to Cassandro's success? He's been called the Liberace of luchadors, and I can see the comparison. He's very flamboyant, very attractive man. But what do you think the message is?
I think the message is really self-love. It's really that he is unapologetic and he wrestles on his own terms as an out, effeminate, openly gay man, and he has the confidence. He has self-confidence. So it's like self-acceptance, self-love, and he's won and earned the respect of the crowd of his fans because of that self-confidence and because he learned to like love himself and be who he is. He took off the mask. No mascara.
Well, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me. I'm just such a big fan of Cassandra. So
Oh,
thank you for
great to
making
talk to
the
you.
film.
Thank
Appreciate it. Take care.
you.
Thank you.